I am gonna have to be so quick because my camera battery is flashing red. Cute, love that. So today's video is gonna be the video that I mentioned in my last one when I was just talking about concealers, and I've come back with another concealer video. So obviously Colourpop have now come out with a pretty fresh hyaluronic hydrating concealer. Obviously if you've seen my pretty fresh like review kind of thing, like I did like a first impressions on the tinted moisturizer and the face primer, all that good stuff, and I really like everything. So I have high hopes for the concealer, and I do think I should like it because it's the same range as the other stuff and I'm obsessed with those. So anyway, I'm doing a full wear test throughout the day, probably about 7-8 hours. And yeah, I'll let you know my thoughts. Obviously I've never used the concealer before, so it is a first impression. We're gonna see if it's good for all skin types because the concealer does claim to be good for everyone. So we'll see about that. If you just want to see a first impressions and a wear test on the new Colourpop concealer, then subscribe if you want to. If you don't, it's fine. Give the video a thumbs up as well and just keep watching. And oh my god, my battery didn't die. Great, cute. Okay, let's get to testing. So I'm gonna do what I always do when I'm testing a new concealer, and I will apply the concealer on one side with a sponge and then the other side with a brush. I personally don't ever actually use a sponge to blend out concealer anymore, just because I like having the most coverage I can get with concealer, so I like to use a brush and I get the most coverage with a brush anyway. But of course I know not everybody likes using a brush to blend out the concealer, some people use a sponge, so we're gonna do both for ya. So this is the concealer right here. It comes in a little peachy pinky little box, and on the side it says that it's oil-free, gluten-free, paraben-free, and it's ideal for all skin types. It is the hyaluronic creamy concealer, so just from the name we know it's going to be very hydrating, or it's supposed to be very hydrating. On the box it just claims that it's a long-wearing, full-coverage, creamy concealer infused with hydrating ingredients for a natural, fresh finish. So that sounds pretty good. But obviously I've already got my foundation on, I just didn't include that because it's irrelevant. I probably should have done my eyebrows, but we're here now. I might just, no, you know what, we're not even gonna brush them, we're just gonna, yeah, we'll just leave it. So I'm pretty sure that this retails for $9. I did buy mine off the Colourpop website, of course, and the shade that I got is medium 90W, and it does look quite small, I think, compared to normal concealers. So I've gone in once, obviously, with the doe foot. I don't know how the shades are compared to that other concealer, the no filter one, because obviously I don't think the shades are the same, but I think they do have like a comparison thing. So if you know your shade in your no filter concealer, I'm pretty sure that there's like a guide on the website so you can get your perfect shade in this, but I don't have a no filter concealer anymore and I forgot what shade I was, so it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna blend out this side first with my brush, and then I'll see like if it's too thin or if it just needs another layer or anything like that. Okay, straight away I can see that it's dewy. It's very, very glowy. I can see that straight away. I'm just thinking maybe I should have got a deeper shade. I don't know. I do like my concealers to be as close to my foundation, like my skin tone, as possible. This one does seem to be a tiny bit light, but I should be able to be okay. I should be able to work with it. Okay. So give you a little look. Obviously you can see my eye with no concealer and then concealer on, and you can even compare it to how like dark my lids are as well. So I'd say that it does have okay coverage, to be fair. I think like on a daily basis I would probably be okay with that. So that kind of looks fine to me. I'm just gonna pop the excess just on my lid. I'm gonna leave it like that, obviously not set it just yet, and then I'm gonna blend out this side with my sponge and then maybe add another layer to just kind of see if it is buildable, if it's gonna get cakey, anything like that. So I'm just gonna use this sponge. I'm pretty sure this is a Sonia Kashuk sponge, and obviously I only dunked in once, so I'm gonna do the same and just kind of do the I will say the doe foot, like the actual applicator, like the brush, it's quite bendy and I don't know if I like it because it kind of feels like it's gonna break. Like you can see it just kind of like bend. So I don't know if I like that because it feels a bit flimsy. But you know what, if it doesn't fall off, it's fine. Okay, so roughly put on the same amount. I'm just gonna blend out this side now. Already I don't like it with the sponge. Like I feel like it's really just gone. Like that, I didn't even dampen the sponge that much because I don't usually like soak my sponges when I use them, and I just feel like I have barely got any coverage there. Let me just finish. Like there's barely anything left like to even put on my lid for starters. Like you can see the difference. There's barely anything left. I don't like that. You can definitely see a clear difference, I think. Like this, no, okay, I really don't like it with the sponge. Okay, I'm gonna try putting a bit more on just on this side just to even it out because you can literally see like, oh my god, no. So the finish is the same though. I can tell you that. Like they look equally dewy on both sides. But obviously this side here, sorry, move that out of the way. On obviously the side with the sponge, obviously you can literally see my skin right through that. Add some more there and then on the lid as well. Okay, I think that's definitely helped, and I think comparing the two together, I'd say that this side looks a bit more natural because obviously it's a bit sheerer and obviously the sponge absorbs product. So obviously this one looks a bit more natural, but like this side doesn't look cakey like with the sponge, with the brush, sorry. It doesn't look cakey or anything like that, so I still do prefer the brush side, which I kind of assumed I would anyway. The finish is really nice. I will say that I do really like the finish. Obviously I'm going to powder my face, obviously. I'm not someone who doesn't have to set the concealer. Did I say that right? I feel like I didn't say that sentence right. But like some people like don't have to set their concealer because they have like extremely dry skin, or like they don't get like creasing or like any problems like with their concealer. I'm not one of those people, unfortunately, so I have to powder. So yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna powder my under eyes, just get all that sorted, then I'll show you my skin when I've got the powder on, and we'll see if there's any difference, or we'll see. Okay, so I did actually bake today, so I'm gonna see if there is any creasing because I do usually bake when I do use powder. So I use my Beauty Bakery flour powder because it's my favourite and I love that powder so much. So yeah, this is what my skin's looking like. When I do these videos, I don't like them to be extremely boring by just doing a wear test, which obviously I am gonna be doing today. So I usually include like doing my face, makeup, eye makeup if I am going to do it just quickly. But I'm filming a different video, like an eyeshadow tutorial right now, and I'm going to do the face in that. So you will see the face that I'm going to do. That didn't make any sense. You will see the makeup that I am going to put on. You will know what it is maybe next week or something because I'm putting that video together. So yeah, that sounds so cryptic, but I'm basically doing like a few looks in one with like using one eyeshadow palette. So I'm doing like the first eyeshadow look now, so that's what I'm gonna film, obviously. Did that make any sense? I feel like that really didn't make any sense. So basically I'm not gonna be showing you the full face and everything. You're just gonna see me in like a second, and then I'm just gonna have a full face. I'm just gonna have the rest of my makeup done, and you will not know what any of it is because I'm saving it for that video. I have returned. We have a full face of makeup on. We love it. I have no idea what time I sat down to film. I just realised I didn't take a picture. What? I was about to say I didn't take a picture of the time. Great. I didn't look at the time, but it's now 12 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. I'd probably say it's been at least an hour, I'd say, because I've been filming this. So yeah, I'd give it like an hour. So I'd say I started the wear test at about 12. I'll try and do like 8 hours at least. Obviously, if you want to know what I have on the rest of my face, hold out until probably my next video after this concealer one. So yeah, back to the concealer. I do actually really like how it's still looking. It hasn't gotten oily or anything like that. I have glowed my face up a lot. Like I put like a kind of dewy powder on my skin and then obviously highlight. So there is quite a lot going on my skin, but it feels really nice. It still feels really smooth. There is no creasing whatsoever under my eyes, which is obviously really, really good. Obviously, I also used that concealer on my lids and I just filmed obviously this eyeshadow look, so it hasn't creased. My eyeshadow still looks fine on top of it as well. And I'm really liking it. It does look really nice and fresh on under my eyes. So yeah, I am really liking it so far. I still prefer the brush side, of course. So yeah, I will do some check-ins probably throughout the day. I think I'm going to be out for a little bit, but I should be able to still do some check-ins. Probably on my phone. I need to charge my camera so they won't be here. But I will definitely do some more check-ins with you throughout the day. So it's only been like an hour, but I thought I would just do another check. Why do I leave this open? I thought I would just do another check-in before I go out. I'm conscious that I've got food around my mouth because I just ate. It's literally just been a couple hours basically since I've had the concealer. Everything looks good. Obviously now I've got no like filming lights, so I thought this might be a bit better lighting. I don't know if you can see it like how it really is. It still looks fine. Everything's good. I just want to see if it's going to crease throughout the day obviously, so I might do another check-in maybe around 5ish and then I can do another one before I take my makeup off at night. So this was the most irrelevant check-in ever. Okay, bye. Hi. Okay, I've returned. I'm filming on my phone. I can't really show you the time. Hold on, let me get my watch so we know I'm not lying about the time. This is the worst thing ever, but yeah, I'm like filming this on my phone, so I can't really show you the time. It's 5:15 p.m. right now. I am tired. Like, I'm ready to go to bed. I really want to take my makeup off, but obviously I'm doing the wear test, so I'm gonna keep it on for as long as I can. I'll probably keep it on for maybe 3 more hours. I might take it off around 8. If I can't deal with it anymore, forgive me if it's like 7. Yeah, everything, it looks fine. I've still got no crease. This is the worst angle. I still don't have any creasing under my eyes. Let me just double check in the mirror. Yeah, 0 creasing under my eyes, which, not gonna lie, I haven't had this for a while. But then again, I haven't really been baking properly when I've been like going to work or anything like that, because I've just been like powdering my eyes, like my under eyes, like super quickly, and then I'm out. Also, I did like bring it down, I'm pretty sure. Like when I blended it like kind of down here, and I haven't got oily or anything. Obviously, I did use the Beauty Bakery flour powder, which is just a solid powder. So it is a very, very good and strong powder. So I don't usually get oily anyway. So we're all good. It's actually looking really nice. So yeah, I feel like I've been quite successful with like my recent concealers that I've tested. That Dose of Colours one I still really like. I've been using that quite a lot since I bought it. But so yeah, I'll be back probably in a few hours before I take my makeup off. And obviously it's not going to be as dark outside. Like, it's like winter time now. It's 5 p.m, but it's dark outside, so obviously later on it's not going to be in daylight either, because I've just got my bedroom light on right now. So yeah, great, love that. See you soon. Okay, it's 7:51 right now. You're just gonna have to believe me because I didn't bring my watch with me. So yeah, it's my god, it's nighttime. I'm tired. This concealer though, I'm super impressed with it. So overall, I do really like it. I think it's really nice and perfect for every day. I do really like the brush side more than the sponge side, obviously. I don't think I got enough coverage with that side, and I just didn't like how it applied and how it blended out with the sponge. So brush all the way, brush away all the way. Not oily, not nothing. It's literally not creased either, which I thought it might, because usually like hydrating ones tend to crease on me a bit more because they're super, super dewy. Lids are all fine as well. Obviously I've got eyeshadow on, so it's approved. I probably gave it an 8 out of 10 if I had to rate it. So yeah, so I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the little first impressions and wear test, and I will see you in my next video.